Welcome back to Level 3 of the videos for Spreadsheets for Business. In this video, we're going to explore some of the newer charting features in Excel, as well as one of the primary ways of winning with money in the long term. How is that, you ask? Well, it all boils down to making more than you spend. Hey, go figure, isn't that rocket science? The waterfall chart shows us our monthly cash flow. So on a day-to-day basis, we can see as our income comes in and our expenses go out, where we run into trouble and where we're doing well. So let's get going. This data here represents a normal month for me. So we have a paycheck at the beginning, we have a bunch of expenses, and we got a paycheck at the middle, and then at the end, we'll have some left over, hopefully. So for instance, if we get paid twice a month and there's expenses between those paychecks, we can see how the expenses are diminishing our bank account. And if we ever go below zero, then we need to do something different. So let's dig in. So here at the start of the month, we get paid, and we get paid $1,500 take home. And then the first thing we do with that is we donate some 10% of that to charity. So that's $150. I suppose I could come up with a formula that calculated that automatically. Maybe next video. Buy some coffee, some gasoline, groceries. Oh, we got a vet bill for Zeus. Coffee, got to pay the rent. Doctor visit. Dining out. Ooh, coffee, date night, got to have those. Groceries. Car repair. Ouch, $250. Coffee, $5. Hey, we get paid again in the middle of the month. And then in the last half of the month, we go dining out, groceries, pet food. Zeus is hungry this month. Groceries, car payment. Boo. We'll talk more about that later. Health club, internet, cell phone. So we pretty much go through all of the monthly expenses that we might encounter during a typical month. Down here at the bottom, though, saving fund for Christmas presents. So rather than in December or November having to fork out, $200, $300, $400, whatever we want for Christmas presents, if instead we budget and store $25 a month into a cookie jar or savings account or whatever, then when December comes around, we'll have $300, $400 sitting there in that cookie jar. We won't have to outlay all that cash in 1 month out of our normal spending habits. Same goes for auto maintenance. If we store $50 a month, over the course of a year, we'll have $600 in there. And that's fairly normal maintenance for a normal car. And then finally dining out. And then the sum of all that is down here on the bottom. And that just comes up to $75. Yay, we made more than we spent. Let's call that a win. Or can we? To make a chart out of this, we'll highlight all the data, including the totals row. This is one of the few charts where I actually ask you to include that totals row. So now we go to Insert, and we could pick the recommended charts, but I always do this all charts thing. And here's all kinds of charts. Here's some new ones down here at the bottom. And here's Waterfall. Hey, that's what it looks like, so let's go for that. And let's make it a little bigger so we can see it here. So we see here that the increases are blue, the decreases are red, and then we have this 75 down there on the right that looks like an increase. Now, if I want to change these colors, I can come up here to the legend. This is a different way of doing things. And click on the fill here. And let's say the increases I want to be green. The decreases I want to be red. And the totals, we'll change the color on that in a minute. But first, we have to come down here and that last one, click on the Set as Total button. And now let's change that to blue just to see how much we have left at the end of the month. So I'll pick this blue here. And now we have our monthly cash flow. Now it looks like down here, that car repair actually caused us to go negative in the month. So we need to do one of two things. Is one of a few choices. Don't fix it if you have, unless you have to. Or, next month we could draw out of our reserves since we're clearing $75 in our monthly profit this month. Ideally, I would never want to put anything like this on a credit card or float it or go into debt over a simple car repair, but at least this chart tells me that I need more of a savings account to handle one-time expenses, one-time emergency expenses like this. So a couple ways to handle with this. If this was just $100 this month, I could handle it and put off the majority till next month. Or if I had some left over from the previous month in my little slush fund that I'm saving, I could handle it there as well. If our car repair was only $100, then we wouldn't go into debt and we'd have some more money left over at the end of the month. Now, if we had this $225 left over at the end of the month, what would we do with it? Me personally, I would pay off that car as quickly as possible and get out of debt as quickly as possible. That $300 a month is a big hole in my budget, and I could have some fun with $300 as opposed to sending the bank $300 every month. I don't know about you, but I would just soon have the fun. Your choice. A lot of people have car payments. I'm not a fan. For our next charting feature, I'm going to call on Zeus to help me out here. You've probably been wondering what Zeus has been up to, and he's decided to pass some of his spare time by forming a band. What kind of band, you say? Pop, rock, Christian, who knows? But he's done a lot of market research, and he's found the ideal band for him and a small group of his friends that can get together, jam, and just have some good times. So what is this band, you ask? What is this genre? Why, it's an oompa band, of course. Here's the cover photo on their first album, Zeus and the Merry Mirthmakers. There's Zeus. So we'll hear from him in a few minutes. But Zeus has started recording music with his band, the Merry Mirthmakers, and he's marketing them through Amazon. And we have some data here from Amazon that lists who all has purchased his music and how much money he has earned from them downloading his music. So here we have this big spreadsheet with thousands of records of every customer and where they're from. Oh, this guy's from Brazil. He's downloaded a bunch of Zeus's music. Oh, Zeus must be really good at the oompa band thing. And Zeus gets 29 cents for those, 19 cents for those. Most of the downloads he gets 19 cents. So he wants to analyze this data and find out where his customers are getting their money from and create a chart from that. So I created a pivot table on how to do this, but we'll talk more about pivot tables in Chapter 7. The important thing is we just have some data here, and here we have all the countries and the income generated from those. So first off, I want to create a table out of this, and this is an Excel table. I think this is probably the first time I've shown you this in this class, but here I'm going to highlight this and just say Insert Table, and my table has headers, which is the top row, and now it's formatted nice and pretty, and there's a bunch of other cool features here, like I can include a totals row and it automatically calculates that, so I don't have to come down there and put a sum formula. It automatically does that for me. So I want to create a chart out of this, and there's all kinds of charts I could create. It's recommending the column chart. I might go with that, but let me look around here. Line chart, what would the data look like as a line? Yeah. Bar chart, yeah, maybe if I wanted it horizontal as opposed to vertical. Area chart, no, that doesn't do any good. Map, no. Stock, surface, radar, tree map, ooh, that's kind of cool, but no. There's some other charts, but I think I'm just gonna, for the simplicity of this, I just want to do I want separate colors? No, I want to show you something we can do with these columns. A neat addition to Excel not too far back in the past. But let's say instead of these blue bars or different colors for every one, which is a little too busy, first off, I want to sort them so that the biggest ones are on the left. Now these decimal values on these axis labels offend me, so I got to fix that. So we know how to do that. Now, we have all these countries, and a bunch of them just have, a couple dollars in them, $9 or whatever. I don't want those. Maybe I just want the highest 5 countries. So got to get Germany in there, because what oompa band isn't worth a darn without selling stuff in Germany? So now USA, Canada, France, Brazil, and Germany. Okay. Now instead of these blue bars or different color for each one, I can put in images into here instead of the blue. Now click on one of the bars and see how all 5 of them are highlighted. Now whatever I do, I'm changing all of them. So now I want to go in and I want to select a picture and insert, and I'm going to find a file on my computer that I already downloaded off the web. Click on the $sign, and now see how it's got $1 and it stretches it? If I just stack them, now I have a series of $signs for each of the different categories. And that's pretty cool. I kind of like that. $2 in Germany, 2.5 in Brazil. So you can embed images into your bars. Or what's this one do? Stack and scale width. Ooh, that's confusing. That's no good. All right, so let's pick a different picture. I'm a fan of the rubber chicken. So let's make this, instead of a column chart, I want to make a rubber chicken chart. So now we have the rubber chickens in those columns. Why not? If Zeus can have a Oompa band, I can do a rubber chicken chart. So let's give it a title, Zeus and his Merry Mirthmakers Amazon Revenue Chart. I'm not a big fan of all white. Let's give it some color. So let's go back into here, give it a black backdrop, put my rubber chicken back in there and stack my rubber chickens. And I think that's pretty good. One final thing, I just showed you how to change all 5 at once. But what if we want to just change one of the 5? So if you select the chart and then select one of them, see how all 5 get highlighted? That means you're going to change them all at once. But if you then go in and select just one, now one is highlighted. And if you right click on that, it says Format Data Point. Notice that that's singular and you'll only be changing the one. And if I want to make it the $signs instead of the rubber chicken, come up here, select the file, grab my $sign, click on it again for some reason. You might not have to do that. And now I've got $signs for the USA and rubber chickens for all the others. And I think that's a pretty good place to stop. So I'm going to leave you at this point and send you on your way with some music from Zeus and his Merry Mirthmakers, live in concert.